Welcome to our quick tutorial on how to make a simple form using Rapid. This tutorial will cover theme style classes, showing a page as a dialog, and some capabilities of forms in Rapid. The subject of this app is subscribing to an online newsletter. Let's begin by making our app. Here we can name our app, give it a title, and select a theme. With our app created, let's jump into the designer. Here we can name our first page. This page will contain all of our form elements that a user will fill out. Page names should be something unique, and we recommend a standardized naming convention. Titles are what users will see in their browsers. With our page created, we can now populate it with some controls. Start by clicking or dragging a panel onto the stage. Then drag a second panel and place it inside of our first panel. If you placed this second panel outside of our first one, do not worry. Scroll to the page control list and simply drag the panel into the first one. The arrows will indicate where the control will end up. Next, on our second panel, give it a style class of padding medium and panel 1. See the effect this has? Now that our panels are looking nice, it's time to start populating the page with some more controls. To start, drag a text control onto the stage within our styled panel. This will be the main label our users will see. For this app, we have already got some text prepared in advance, so we will go through this part quickly. Now grab another text control and place it under our first block of text. Set the text to first name. So far so good? Here's where things get a little more interesting. Grab an input control and place it after our first name text. This is what users will interact with to enter their details. For this application, we will be giving each relevant control a name and a form summary label. Naming controls is useful for uniquely identifying controls on our page. We will be explaining form summary labels later in this video. For now, set the name and form summary label as shown on screen. We'll be using a similar naming convention for all of our user interactable controls. Grab another text control, another input control, and set these to details about a person's last name. Now grab another text control and set the text to date of birth. Things get a little different here. Grab a date control and place it after our text. The date control has a unique, customized feel based on the theme chosen in Rapid. There are options for changing the date format, setting a default value, and for setting range restrictions for limiting a person's age. Feel free to have a play around with this either after the video or pause it now to have a quick experiment. With our date control in, it's time to get a user's email details. Grab another text control, an input control, and place them after our date. Set these to details about a person's email address. Now grab a button control and place it after the email details. The label is what is used to show text on the button. Set the label to subscribe and give it a style class of button 4. Looks pretty good, right? It's time to move onto our dialog page. Be sure to save before making our new page so that we don't lose any of our progress. Click on the new button and give this page a meaningful name. To start with, we are going to do something a little different. Click on the Properties button and go to the Visibility conditions. As we don't want our users to see this page through natural form progression, we will set the conditions to something impossible. Visibility conditions are very important when navigating through a form, and Rapid is very flexible with how it manages these rules. But for this video, we won't be going into detail on how they work extensively. With the rules set, grab two panels and place one inside the other. Give the second panel a style class of padding medium and panel 5. Stands out nicely, doesn't it? Grab a text control and place it inside of our styled panel. Set the text to ask if users have set their details correctly. As mentioned previously, we have already got some text prepared for the purposes of this demo. Feel free to write the same or similar as your text as well. Now grab a button and place it after our text. Set the label to something to relate the text to. In our case, we are using yes, give it a name and set the style class to button 4. You can also set the glyph to add a little extra style to your button. With our button still selected, give it a form action and select the next page. This will lead our form onto the summary page. Drag another button control and place it after our first button. Set the label to cancel, give it a meaningful name and set the style to button 4. Set the glyph to something that users can relate to give the button a little more style. Similar to the yes button, give our cancel button a control action and set it to hide the page dialog. If you are unsure what this does, fear not, as it will become clear when we test our app later. With everything set for this page, it's time to move on to our submission confirmation page. Remember to save our dialog page so that we don't lose any of the progress that we have made. With our submission page, start by clicking on the Properties button to bring up the page properties. Set the form page to submission confirmation. Likewise with the close dialog action, if you are wondering what the results of this will be, it will all become clear when testing our app. Likewise with our other pages, grab a couple of panels and place one inside of the other. For our second panel, set the style class to panel 1. Additionally, give this panel a style to align our text to the center. Next, drag a text control into our styled panel. Can you see how it's centered? This text control will be the message our users will see upon successfully completing their form. As mentioned before, the text we are using for this has been pre-prepared for the purposes of this demo. Feel free to use the same or to make your own message for your users. With our message generated, we can save the page and jump back into our first page for one last touch. Click on our subscribe button and give it a navigation action. Set the page to our dialog page and make sure to tick the checkbox Show as Dialog. Save the page and our app is completed. As a quick demonstration, we will have a quick run through for our newly created form. When hitting the subscribe button, we can see that our dialog page has appeared. This shows the effect of displaying a page as a dialog. Clicking or tapping cancel will bring us back onto the page to edit our details once more, and clicking yes will display Rapid's form summary. Here we see all of the information we just entered, along with the page title. The details here will only be visible as long as we set the form summary label. Rapid's form summary can be fully customized using CSS and even Java, so your app can be a fully personalized experience for your users. Click or tap on the submit button and we will see our form submission page. Pretty clever stuff, isn't it? That wraps up this video on how to make a simple form using Rapid. Now it's over to you. Take the time to explore all of what Rapid has to offer. Have a play around with the other controls, make more pages for your form, and experiment with different style classes available in the themes. That's all for this video. We hope you found this video helpful, informative and a good stepping stone for your involvement with Rapid. Take care and we'll see you next time.